Have you ever paused to wonder what happens after we pass away? It's a question that has fascinated and puzzled humanity since time immemorial. A grand question, indeed, that sends chills down the spine and stirs our deepest fears, hopes, and curiosities. This question, my friends, is about life after death. It's a topic that has been explored, debated, and pondered over by philosophers, scientists, and religious scholars alike. Is there a life beyond the one we're living? Is there a divine paradise or a punishing inferno waiting for us? Or do we simply cease to exist, our consciousness fading into oblivion like a candle that's been snuffed out? Throughout history, cultures across the globe have developed their own theories and beliefs about what lies beyond the veil of death. Some are comforting, others terrifying, and still others are simply bewildering. Religious beliefs form a major part of these theories. Almost every religion has its own interpretation of what happens when we leave this earthly plane. Be it heaven and hell in Christianity, the cycle of birth and death in Hinduism, or nirvana in Buddhism, each offers a unique perspective on the afterlife. Then we have the concept of reincarnation, a belief widely held in Eastern philosophies, where death is not an end but a transition, a journey of the soul from one body to another, in an endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. And let's not forget the scientific theories. While many scientists argue that consciousness ends with death, others propose intriguing theories like quantum immortality and the multiverse theory, challenging our understanding of life and death. So, whether you're a skeptic or a believer, whether you lean towards science or spirituality, there's no denying that the question of life after death is one that intrigues us all. It's a question that takes us on a journey, a quest for answers that might never come. But isn't that the beauty of it? The thrill of the unknown, the allure of the mystery. So, strap in and prepare your mind for a journey through the unknown. Religion, a beacon of faith for many, offers various insights into what transpires after death. In the vast landscape of human beliefs, religions of the world offer different perspectives on what happens when we shed our mortal coil. Let's delve into these diverse philosophies. Christianity, a faith followed by billions, envisions an afterlife divided into heaven and hell. Those who lead righteous lives, following the teachings of Christ, are believed to ascend to heaven, a place of eternal peace and joy. On the other hand, those who stray from the path of righteousness are said to descend into hell, a realm of eternal suffering. In Islam, similar notions exist. Those who follow the teachings of the Quran and lead virtuous lives are promised Jannah, a paradise of unimaginable beauty and tranquility. But those who falter are warned of Jahannam, a fiery abyss of torment. Hinduism, one of the oldest religions, offers a different perspective. It speaks of moksha, the liberation from the cycle of birth and death. This transcendent state is achieved through righteous living and spiritual enlightenment, freeing the soul from the physical world and uniting it with the divine. Yet, these are just a few of the myriad of beliefs held by the world's religions. Each provides a unique lens through which to view the mystery of what lies beyond. From the ancestral spirits of indigenous faiths to the celestial nirvana of Buddhism, the concepts of the afterlife are as diverse as the cultures they emerge from. It's fascinating, isn't it? How these different religious perspectives reflect our innate human longing for understanding and meaning, particularly when facing the grand question of what happens after death. And while these beliefs differ, they share a common thread, the promise of something beyond our earthly existence, a continuation of the soul's journey. They serve as reminders that our actions in this life may have far-reaching consequences in the next. Religion paints a vivid picture of the afterlife, filled with rewards and repercussions. What if death was not the end, but a stepping stone to a new life? Imagine for a moment, you're not just living one life, but many, in a continuous cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. This is the cornerstone of the reincarnation concept, which finds its roots in religions like Hinduism and Buddhism. Reincarnation is not about coming back as a different person entirely. It's more of an evolving consciousness, a soul or spirit being reborn in a new form, carrying the wisdom and lessons from past lives. It's like a book with many chapters, each life being a new chapter, connected yet unique. But how do we determine the quality of our next life? That's where karma comes into play. The word karma is Sanskrit and translates to action. But it's not just about what we do, it's also about our intentions behind those actions. Karma is the law of moral causation, suggesting that our actions in this life will influence our circumstances in the next. Did something good, you'll reap the rewards in your next life. Did something bad, you might find yourself facing challenges. It's like a cosmic scorecard keeping track of our deeds. But remember, it's not about punishment or reward, it's about learning and growing. In this grand cosmic cycle, death is not an end, but a doorway that leads to a new life, a new opportunity to learn, grow and evolve. It's a cycle of continuous transformation, where the soul sheds its old form to don a new one, much like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. So what's the purpose of this endless cycle of birth and rebirth? It's to reach a state of perfection, of enlightenment. Once a soul has learned all there is to learn, it breaks free from the cycle, achieving liberation or moksha. Reincarnation proposes a cyclic journey, where death is but a temporary pause. It's a fascinating perspective, isn't it? A viewpoint that transforms death from a dreaded end into a hopeful beginning. In the shadowy dominion of science, death takes on a chilling and mysterious persona. Science, eternal doubter, shuns the ethereal concepts of afterlife and reincarnation, preferring to dissect death under the cold, analytical gaze of tangible theories and discernible phenomena. One such enigmatic theory is the eerie law of conservation of energy. This spine-chilling principle of physics whispers that energy can neither be conjured from nothingness nor banished into oblivion. It can only undergo a metamorphosis. When faced with the spectre of death, could it signify the energy within us, our very life force merely transmutes its form? Yet into what form does this energy transform? Does it splinter into the cosmos, or does it amalgamate into another being? This takes us into the enigmatic territory of the consciousness theory. Some pioneering scientists dare to suggest that consciousness might be a manifestation of energy. If this holds true, then it might be possible that our consciousness, our essence, continues to exist in an altered state beyond our bodily demise. But what of those chilling, near-death experiences, those instances when individuals alleged to have traversed a radiant tunnel or experienced an overpowering tranquility? From a scientific perspective, these experiences are the brain's desperate countermeasures against critical stress levels. As oxygen plummets, the brain discharges endorphins to stave off pain and stress, inciting feelings of exhilaration and serenity. The tunnel of light could be a ghostly illusion born out of dwindling blood supply to the eyes, causing vision to taper. Still, some audacious scientists dare to imply that near-death experiences could be fleeting glimpses into an alternate dimension, a parallel plane of consciousness perhaps. This is a contentious theory, scoffed at by many in the scientific community, yet it stirs the pot of thought. Could our consciousness truly break the chains of our mortal coil? Science, in its relentless pursuit of answers, throws open intriguing yet terrifying perspectives on the enigma of death. As we delve into the conservation of energy, theories of consciousness, or the eerie phenomenon of near-death experiences, we find ourselves immersed in an abyss of questions. Yet, isn't that the tantalizing allure of science? It keeps us on the edge, constantly probing the shadows, forever hunting for the elusive truth. As the eerie music crescendos, the visuals fade to black, leaving us with the chilling whisper. Science, in its relentless pursuit of answers, offers intriguing yet terrifying perspectives on the enigma of death. Philosophy, with its profound insights, invites us to ponder death from a unique standpoint. It invites us to delve into the depths of our existence and to question the very essence of life and death. Let's tread the path of existentialism. This philosophy, born in the cafes and lecture halls of 20th century Europe, asks us to contemplate the meaning of life and death. Existentialist thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus believed that life is inherently meaningless, a blank canvas, if you will. It's up to us, they argued, to paint our own picture, to create our own meaning. Consider this perspective. If life is indeed a blank canvas, then death too is a part of that artwork. It's the final stroke of the brush, the ultimate act of creation. In this sense, existentialism sees death not as an end, but as a culmination, the final flourish that gives meaning to the work as a whole. But existentialism isn't the only philosophical lens through which we can view death. The ancient Stoics, for instance, saw death as the ultimate freedom. To them, that death was a release from the trials of life, a return to the tranquility that preceded our birth. It was seen not as something to be feared, but as a natural and inevitable part of the cycle of existence. This Stoic outlook invites us to view death with equanimity, to accept it as a part of life. As the Roman philosopher Seneca once wrote, "We are born into a world where all things are governed by the law of change. Nothing stays as it is." Death, then, is not an end, but a transformation. These philosophical reflections on death can be both confronting and comforting. They challenge our fear of death, urging us to see it not as a finality but as a part of the rich tapestry of existence. Death, as seen through the eyes of philosophy, is not an end but a transition, a transformation, a culmination. Philosophy pushes us to confront and understand death rather than fear it. From divine judgment to cyclic rebirth, from scientific theories to philosophical musings, death remains an enigma. As we delve into the final act of our discourse, let's take a moment to recap the fascinating theories and beliefs we've explored thus far. We started our journey with the grand question of what happens after we die, a question that has intrigued, perplexed, and haunted humanity since the dawn of consciousness. The quest for an answer has led us down many paths, each offering a different perspective on this age-old mystery. We then turned to religious perspectives, which range from heavenly afterlife in Christianity and Islam to the cycle of rebirth in Hinduism and Buddhism. These religious views present a moral framework for life, suggesting that our actions in this world may determine our fate in the next. Next, we delved into the cycle of rebirth, a concept deeply rooted in Eastern philosophies. It proposes that life and death are not two separate entities, but part of a continuous cycle where death is merely a transition into a new life. Our journey then took us to the realm of science, where theories of consciousness and quantum physics suggest that death might not be the end, but rather a transformation or a shift to a different state of existence. In our philosophical musings, we explored the idea that death might be the ultimate freedom, the liberation from the constraints of our physical existence, allowing our consciousness to meld with the universe. From divine judgment to cyclic rebirth, from scientific theories to philosophical musings, we've journeyed through a myriad of possibilities, each offering a unique lens through which to view the mystery of life after death. Yet, the enigma remains. While the mystery of life after death remains unsolved, these theories and beliefs continue to offer us intriguing possibilities to ponder. As we conclude, remember, the beauty of this mystery lies not in the answer, but in the endless possibilities it presents.